So it has been about a year and 2 months since I big chopped for the second time. In today's video, I'm just going to go over the entire history of my hair, but I'm going to give you the Spark Notes version because it's a very long story and there's a lot of subplots. I am going to start from the beginning, and while I am telling the history of my hair, I'm also just going to be detangling because I just finished washing and conditioning my hair and it needs to be detangled. Alright, let's dive into this story for the fourth and hopefully final time. I was born in the year of our Lord 1994. I had a head full of hair and, by the looks of it, a little bit of an anger problem as well. I look like I'm ready to fight. And you know, I kept that same energy throughout my toddler years. My mom did a whole bunch of different styles. I appreciate her for trying so many styles and always keeping me looking cute. I know it wasn't easy because on wash days I gave her absolute hell. Was I tender-headed? Sure. Was I dramatic? Absolutely. Did the neighbors call the cops on my mom because I was crying and screaming like a banshee and showing out? I'll let you guess. My hair was healthy and strong and in good shape, but I wasn't a fan of it, to say the least. Wash day wasn't a fun experience. Not for me, not for my mother, and not for our neighbors. So we fast forward a little bit. My family moves from Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania to Savannah, Georgia, and I started going to a private school. So naturally, there were not many people who looked like me or had hair like me, and I didn't pay too much attention until one of my teachers pointed it out one day in front of the entire class. After that, I noticed it, and I was pretty mortified. I was a very shy child, so having an entire classroom of people looking at me because I'm different didn't make me feel good. Thanks a lot, Miss Shaw, for blowing my cover and letting everyone know I was black. So around that time, which was probably 4th grade, I started asking my mom if I could get a relaxer, and she finally relented on my 5th birthday. Looking back on it now, it looks, it's kind of sad to see like how my natural hair had so much life in it, and after I got the relaxer it just went all limp and dead. But 10-year-old me was feeling it. I was digging it. I was a little chub wub and I was digging it. It helped me to blend in a little bit better. People didn't point me out in class, so that was nice. But that was short-lived because I'm lazy and I didn't take care of my hair. I didn't wrap my hair most nights. In the mornings I would throw it in a ponytail or put it in a little clip on the back of my head. But a lot of times I would put it in a ponytail, and for some reason on this particular day I decided to get fancy and leave a little party in front. I don't know who told me that was a good idea. I don't know why I thought that was a good idea. I don't know why the photographer had me pose like that. It really accentuates the double chin, but there's just a lot of things wrong with that picture, and most of it is my fault. So if your story is similar to mine, then you probably got a relaxer when you were my age, maybe younger, and maybe you didn't take care of it. And if you're like me, you went to the salon once a week and let a professional take care of your hair, aka rake through it with a fine-tooth comb and blow dry your hair like she's throwing freaking punches at your head. They were so rough. They just wanted to get you in and out of that chair so that they could see the next person so they could make as much money as possible. So if that meant flat ironing my still damp hair repeatedly and causing damage, well, by golly, that's what they were gonna do. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So obviously over the years my hair broke off more and more, and it was breaking off and just sporadically around my head. So by the time I graduated high school, my hair was barely to my shoulders. And that was just the longest parts of it. It was staggered down, so the longest part was barely to my shoulders. So I left home and I went to college at Georgia Southern. I think at first I was still going home on the weekends to get my hair done, but then I didn't feel like making that drive, so I ended up doing my hair myself, which was a good thing because I was actually taking my time and doing it properly. And I also wasn't putting heat on it every week. So I think primarily I was flat ironing my hair for special occasions, but a lot of the times I would wear it in this kind of hair crown look where I would wrap my hair around a headband right after washing it, and I would just wear it like that until it air dried. I wouldn't put any heat on it. And then once it had dried after a few days, I would take the headband out and wear my hair in these little waves. So I did that for a while. I also did a style where I would make a little bun in the back. So those are my go-to hairstyles, and after a while my hair started to grow back and get thicker, and it started to all become the same length. It was very healthy. But for the first time in 12 years, I was around a lot of people, and some of them were black. I'm seeing a lot of women wearing their natural hair, and I wanted to wear my hair natural. But I had to convince myself for a really long time, and when I finally did decide that I was gonna go natural, I didn't do it in a normal way, I would say. So the first stage in my transition to natural hair was an undercut. I had the undercut and I felt super cool and edgy, even though I was the complete opposite. And then eventually I got tired of being harassed at the barbershop, so I decided I was going to move into the next stage, which involves me growing the undercut out a little bit. And is that my neighbor? Is he walking up to my window? He's touching my house. He's acting like he doesn't see me. Notice me! How dare you? Man, old white people are bold, let me tell you something. But anyway, what was I talking about? What the heck was I talking about? I started to grow the back of the undercut. Out, and I had a sew-in, and when I graduated, I had a sew-in, and then like 2 weeks after graduation, I was packing up my apartment. Then I just stopped, got in my car, drove to the mall, walked into the first hair salon I could find, and told them to give me a pixie cut. So they gave me a pixie cut, and I rocked that pixie cut for all of my internship in Atlanta, and after I got back home, I rocked that pixie cut, and I liked that thing. It was fun, it was cute. The only problem with that was that the last time I got a relaxer was right before I got the undercut. So I had a whole lot of new growth coming in, but I didn't want to keep putting heat on it. So what I did was, while it was growing out a little bit, I went through a wig phase. I enjoyed the wig phase. It was super easy. Just toss on a wig and confuse the heck out of your coworkers every day. White people are easy to confuse with hair, and it's funny. So I had my wigs, and then once my hair grew long enough to where I was comfortable big chopping, I went ahead and big chopped for the first time. And I thought it was so cute. It was so easy to take care of when it was just a little TWA. That was probably the first time in my life that I actually appreciated my natural hair, so that was a good moment for us. I liked the texture of it. It was longer on the top. The sides and the back were shorter than the top. So as it grew out, I realized that I actually have 3 different textures of hair on my head. The top is looser than the back, which is looser than the sides. I was kind of just like, why are you like this? But it kept on growing, and I played around with color a little bit, but I just kept getting more and more frustrated with it because I was like, why can't you all just be the same texture as the hair on top of my head? Because, you know, looser curls means good hair. So at the time, that is what I believed, and I wanted my hair to conform to that, and when it didn't, I shaved off the sides and the back. I dyed the top of my hair a light brown color, which I didn't really care for, and then I ended up going blue, and then black, and then finally made my way back around to a more natural looking color. But I still looked like a freaking mushroom, so it didn't take long before I started missing the 360 coverage, you know, the full voluminous hair, the full beautiful fro. So I decided that I was going to start all over again, but this time I was just going to appreciate my hair for all of its textures and just accept that good hair is healthy hair no matter what texture it is. So March of last year, I big chopped again, and this time it was a little bit different. I felt a little bit more bare and insecure than I did the first time. The first time I was really excited, and the second time I was just a little bit more insecure for whatever reason. I'm assuming because I had already had the fro and I knew what that felt like, so going back to having the short hair just felt like I was stripped you know, of hair. So what I decided to do was get some protective styles. I got box braids, I got twists, I got blonde passion twists. I got all kinds of different hairstyles, and I like the protective styles. The protective styles were fun. It let my hair have a rest and just grow, and I didn't have to manipulate it all the time. So I wore the protective styles for a few months, and then I finally got to the point where I was comfortable wearing my natural hair out, and I loved it again. So even though she stressed me out by being 3 different textures, and I stressed her out by using every product under the sun to manipulate her into having looser curls, we have reached an understanding, finally, and I am still learning how to take care of her properly. But I think this is the healthiest our relationship has ever been. Pound it. And hopefully right now, if you're thinking about going natural, or if you've gone natural and you're just struggling to love your hair and accept your hair, I hope that this video is helpful to you. And if you do have that mindset of looser hair being good hair, I hope that you will abandon that mindset and know that good hair is healthy hair, period. That's it. Also, however you want to transition, do that thing, you know? Have fun with it like I did. There's no strict guideline to going natural, so do it however you feel comfortable. Whew! Okay, so that is the end of my spiel, but not the end of my detangling, so I am going to finish that off camera and then I'll be back to do a length check. That took about an hour. We made it to the end. You win nothing. My hair is not very springy, so this is what it do. Alright, that's what we're looking like after a year. I did get a trim in September, I think, of last year. I got a pretty significant trim. But overall, this is my hair growth since last March. A little bit over a year. I think it's pretty decent. I think we done good. High five up top. Alright guys, I am going to get out of here and watch Princess Jellyfish. If you have any questions about my hair, please feel free to ask in the comment section. And if you're planning on going natural, my thoughts and prayers go out to you. It'll be an amazing journey. Hopefully this video was helpful. I intended for it to be helpful, so hopefully it was a little bit to somebody somewhere. If not, please feel free to keep your opinion to yourself. Best of luck to you in all of your hair journeys, and I will catch you next time. Peace.